that everyone will have the replay. So, hello and welcome to everyone live and on the replay for this amazing masterclass on how to have 5K plus months with your ideal soul aligned offers that feel amazing for you and amazing for your clients. We've been getting to know each other a bit behind the scenes. Anyone who wants to join Zoom, I've sent everyone who was a yes to it in private messages. I've done a different launch vibe this time of like chill summer vibes, no landing pages and all the things. Just like if you're feeling called into line, you get to be in the room or you get to be watching the replay. So hello to all the replay watchers as well. So excited for you to all be here. And I'm noticing it's not showing on Facebook yet. It's recorded here. Love when technology just takes a moment. It's looking like it's preparing more on Facebook now. Preparing to live stream the meeting. So the Facebook people are going to get a little less of the introduction, but it's going smoothly there now. Nick, could you actually double check that that's like on my Facebook and like put in the comments if it's not, and we'll see what's going on. And all the connections and all the things. But yeah, I'm so excited to jump into this. I'm really feeling called to opening it up with like this grounding in together, pleasure first vibes of like expanding your capacity to receive more abundance. So you can take a deep breath, ground your body, feel your feet flat on the floor, stretch your arms out a bit, open your body so that it feels grounded and relaxed. Mm. And inviting some pleasurable touch to your body, whether that's touching your heart, putting your hands there, breathing into that space, or whether it's bringing some light touch to your skin, massaging touch to your body, wherever you're desiring to have that. Allowing your body to feel good, even 1% more pleasurable. And you can do some hip circles if that feels good, if that brings your body pleasure. Mm. Mm. And you can take some deep breaths, letting your body sink into the movement. Allow you to flow with your breath. Mm. And as you breathe into this pleasure, into this opening up of your body, I invite you to feel into a number that you would love to receive in your business. If you're here for the 5K months, feel into that number while breathing and feeling connected to your own body, while feeling pleasure in your body. If it's higher or lower than 5K, you can play with whatever number you're being guided to. Whether that's $1,000 a month or $10,000 a month or anything in between or anything even larger. And I invite you to either continue moving if that feels pleasurable and you're able to hold both, to continue moving, to continue exploring pleasurable touch in your body. And if that's feeling a little bit off or distracting, you can sink into stillness, Feel your hands grounded on your hip bones or your hands on your heart, or you can play around with them as your body guides you. Mm. And I invite you to imagine that it's the end of July and you've received that amount of money, that you've received that 5K month, that you've received a 10K month, that you've received double that number that you were playing with in your mind. Just feeling into how that feels in your body, breathing into any body sensations coming up. Mm. And then in your mind's eye, going out another month from now into August. And imagine that you again receive that ideal dollar amount from your business, from doing your soul's work, allowing yourself in your mind's eye to celebrate that success, to feel into how incredible it's been to serve your clients, hear their wins, their successes, getting to witness their transformations. Feeling how incredible that gets to be for you, how it feels in your heart being of service and receiving a beautiful energetic exchange in return. And then allowing this amazing energy to amplify out another month, and then another month, and another month, where you're in a place where you're consistently receiving this new baseline number. You can trust that your business will provide it for you. You can relax and know that you doing your soul's work provides abundantly for you. And noticing how that feels in your body. Mm. And breathing into this. Um, just letting yourself imagine what it's like to be this supported by your business. What does it provide to you in your day-to-day life? What lifestyle do you get to live now? Mm. And who else benefits by your business supporting you? Who in your inner circle benefits by you being abundantly taken care of by your business? What charities or organizations that are meaningful to you get to benefit? Feeling into all the positive ways of you receiving abundantly for your work in the world. It benefits your clients and their families and the people around them. It benefits you in this incredible win-win. Benefits the people around you and ripples out that goodness. You get to circulate your money in the way that feels yummy and good for you. You get to invest in things that feel in alignment for you. You could invest in more organic food or more aligned services or practices. You get to travel, like the circulation of money gets to flow in such beautiful ways. Mm. breathing it into existence, allowing yourself to feel the power within yourself, that you are a powerful creator. Grounding into the truth that you get to manifest your unique heart's desires in the way that you desire them. Mm. You can ground all of this into your body. You can put your hand or hands on your heart center. And taking 3 final deep breaths at your own speed. Mm. And when you feel ready, you can open your eyes. Mm. And I'd love, love, love to hear in the chat how your body's feeling now, how that was for you. Or if you're excited to share your audio or you on video, you can also do that, knowing that it's being streamed to Facebook and recorded and all the things. But I'd love to hear a body sensation, how your body's feeling now, whatever you feel called to sharing. Even if you're watching the replay, I want you to imagine that you're live, that you're like meeting the universe intentionally, because the universe matches our energy. So if we're like in like running mode, the universe matches us there. I know we have a manifesting generator on here. So it's like when you're in like full manifesting generator energy, it's like the universe will like meet you there. And when you're more in like, okay, I'm chill, relaxed, maybe more restorative or healing vibes or integration vibes, and you like slow down a bit, then the universe meets you there. So knowing that you're being met by the universe, you get to choose what speed you're going and choose how to be met. So the more you give to this, the more intention, the more presence you give to the masterclass, the more you get out of it, and you get to choose your own adventure. So Michelle, I'm feeling very relaxed and calm. Thank you for sharing. And thank you, Nick, for letting me know that it was, in fact, finally streaming to Facebook. So that's good. I appreciate that.
This is Caitlin speaking. I was going to say, I feel like relaxed and I feel expansive.
Yay. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. That was a nice meditation.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? I'm like, yay.
Yeah, I'm feeling very relaxed and grounded and but also light.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing, celebrating that. So good.
I'll share. I'm feeling really aligned, and something you said about the pace, like meeting the energy, running or whatever, like feeling the sort of like gradual expansion and alignment that these next few months are offering.
Yay. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Celebrating you all. Thank you all so much for sharing. Okay, so the flow of the masterclass is you're going to learn how to break down your desired yearly income into monthly goals and aligned action steps. We're going to get into how your packages and prices can actually be really aligned with your soul aligned clients' needs and you receiving the finances that you're desiring from your business. You're going to learn some heart-centered sales that you can deeply get to know the people who are in front of you seeking your support and your help, and to ensure that you're actually the best fit to support them and clearly convey that in your offer so that it feels like a full body yes for them, so that they are painful clients, so that they are like, oh my gosh, I'm so fucking in, leaned in, all in energy. And you can also have clients who do installment payments. Installment payments are also amazing, but like getting to that space of just like, oh, you have people who are like such a yes and they're in your world is incredible. And then you're going to see receive healing energy all throughout on things that are holding you back from your next level income. And primary modality that I'll be using for that is theta healing. It involves clearing out your subconscious negative limiting belief systems that don't serve and support you and realign you to your highest truth. So from 0 to 7, we're essentially sponges, which was wonderful for like learning the English language naturally. If your first tongue was English, whatever it was for you, you just absorbed it, which was wonderful and amazing. And a lot of people, especially entrepreneurs, tend to have limiting belief systems from scarcity and doing something that might be different than most of the people in your family line or. So there can be a number of limiting belief systems and stories and stuff like that that holds you back. So theta healing is incredible for just clearing that out and realigning you. I also really love it because all you have to do as the receiver is say yes. If the download that I'm offering is feeling in alignment with you, you get to say yes. If it's not, you don't have to say anything. So it's super simple and very consent based. Then at the very end, we get to kind of tune in a little bit to some potential next steps. If you're curious on how to continue in my world and you love the energy and you want to go deeper. And we're also going to set the intention that there's some space for some Q&A. So if you have any questions, as I'm sharing things, you can definitely pop it in the chat. But if you're like, ooh, this thing's been coming up in my business, I'd love some perspective on that, or answers, or healing downloads, or strategies. I also love these masterclasses to just like serve and support exactly where you're at. So we'll leave some space for that towards the end as well. And I saw something come into the chat, so I want to tune in. Entrepreneurs just run towards things that uncover the limiting beliefs. Yeah, entrepreneurship is quite the spiritual journey, and so much stuff comes up. So Michelle is also a theta healer, so I love that you have so many perspectives on this too. Lovely. So anyone new to me, I am Laura McPhee. I am a speaker, healer, and coach, and I love supporting other coaches and healers and heart-centered practitioners to increase their impact and income with lots of pleasure and self-care and overflow so you can have the time and financial freedom that you're desiring, and you can be in these win-win experiences with your soul line clients where you're like, oh my gosh, they're getting such transformations. They're so grateful. It feels super in alignment for them. And I'm being so well taken care of for my business and the work that I'm doing in the world. And it's just super prosperous and amazing. So one of the ways that I like to do that is theta healing. Like I mentioned, I'm also a master Reiki practitioner. So there could be some like body block stuff that comes up today that we clear out. Or if you notice like, oh, I get a little bit like stumbly with my words when I want to say how much a package is or when I say how much a session is, there could be some throat chakra block. So I also love doing clearings on any body blocks that come up for my clients. I have both the like masculine energy, like Tony Robbins world. I'm a Tony Robbins Master University graduate, and then also like have the feminine flow world of being a spiritual entrepreneur and into crystals. And I'm an erotic blueprint coach. So I'm very much into like pleasure and co-creation and the divine feminine and the harmony of our divine feminine and our divine masculine together and the union of those and what they create is fucking amazing. I've also done whole masterclasses that have like huge sections on masculine and feminine energy. So if you're like, ooh, that piece feels enticing, let me know either live or on the replay. And we can also send you past recordings of other masterclasses that can support you. Because there's just like so many things and I want to support you all so fully. And we have a limited amount of time that we're choosing to be together for right now today. So I have all these different pieces and parts that get to support you with both the conscious and the subconscious, both the masculine energy of the doing things in your business and the more lean back energy of like receiving and trusting and flowing with the energy. I'm also trained in accelerated evolution. I was an accountant back in the day. I went to university for a Bachelor of Business Administration, majored in accounting. My parents were accountants, so I even started working as an accountant when I was like 10. So I have that business background, which tends to really support a lot of my clients who are more creative types and healer types and don't love the money stuff. So I've found so many ways to make that integrate into your business with pleasure so that your money works with you. So your best friends, lovers, partners with your money, and it really flows to you well. And it doesn't have all this like kinks in the hose energy that can sometimes be what entrepreneurs experience until they like unkink all those hoses and get things flowing better. So that's a bit about me, so you know that you're in the right place, getting the support by someone who's experienced. I've been full-time for over 8 years now doing this work. I started being a coach when I was 2015. So I'm so excited to dive into all of these things. And the first one I'm going to do is learning how to break down your desired income into monthly goals and those aligned action steps, because I've seen it happen so many times, and it like breaks my heart when people are just like kind of survival mode in their business of just being like, okay, I just need to like pay the bills at the end of the month. And then the next month happens and you just pay the bills and there's like just enough to make the ends meet, or there might be a little bit left over, but it's definitely not feeling sustainable or thriving. So I've had that happen where people were like, oh yeah, I wanted to make 50K in a year, 60K or 75 or 100K in a year. And it didn't happen because they were just so short-term focused that they didn't actually build and create a plan to do that. So I love to reverse engineer basically everything in your business. So you're like, okay, this is the end goal. What are the natural next steps to it so that you can plan things really intentionally with your annual income? What's the monthly income behind that? What are the amount of hours that you're going to commit to working in that space? And then you can plan, okay, with my clients, what's the end goal that you want for them? So if that's to get in a private higher ticket package or a private $1,000 or $5,000 package, whatever it is for you. Okay, you want that. So what's the natural next step before? Maybe it's getting on a sales call. The natural next step before might be content or a masterclass. Just like having those things play out. So it's essentially stair steps. You're just like walking up the steps and it's the natural next step. And having those in place so that it feels like a flow for yourself and for your clients. So I'm going to screen share. I'm going to do the 1 year template first. So you should see in the corner here, like 1 year plan. Can I get like a thumbs up or a video wave or something like that, that you can see the screen share? It's showing green that I am screen sharing. You can do like a little emoji thing. Chat works. Perfect. Awesome. Thank you. Lovely. So this is an example of what a 60K year could look like. So this masterclass is for 5K plus. If you're wanting an amount that's over 5K a month, beautiful. Then your might be $6,000. So it would be $6,000 times 12 equals the thing. This is for 5K months. You get 60 as the annual income. A little caveat I want to add to this is that this is the sales that you're making. Sometimes people want to have their net salary be 60K, and that would be a different thing. So you'd have to figure out like, what are the taxes in my province and federally and provincially, or what's my state taxes, what's going on in the country that you live in, because I do have clients from different places. So you'll have to do a little bit of extra stuff behind the scenes of that. This is literally to be like, what's going to be the like top level sales dollar amount of your sales. If you also know that you're going to have a certain amount of expenses in your business, kind of keep that in mind too. So you're like, okay, what do my sales actually need to be? So that if I less all of my business expenses, then the net income of my business and the salary I'm going to be making actually is what I need. So I want those to be on your radar, because that sometimes gets sticky for people where they're like, oh, I said I wanted 60K, but then all these expenses, all this tax happened, and then I got way less. So that actually wasn't the cash flow that I ended up getting as an entrepreneur at the end of the day. So keeping that in mind, we're going to play right now just with someone who wants their sales in their business to be $60,000 in a year. So what you could do for that is have some one-off sessions. A lot of practitioners are already used to having one-off sessions. So you could even stair step the dollar amount and raise your prices throughout the year. So it could be the next 8 clients that you do, for example, have a one-off session with you at 111, and that would give you $888 for that segment of your income stream. So this is how this is playing out. You have different packages and programs that you're offering here. And I can also send out to anyone who wants this template. So you can literally like plug and play your own numbers. My clients love this. So that you can literally be like, okay, what's going to be my offer? What's the dollar amount for it? And then you can play with like, okay, how many clients would I need in order for that to get me my annual income? I've also done masterclasses in the past that talk about like group and workshops and all that stuff. If you want more details about those, also let me know and we can totally get you access to more support and more things of why we're doing it, how we're doing it. And for now, we're going to stay focused on what if for the next year you gradually increase your one-off sessions and start to like even phase them out so that you start to do more work in containers with people, whether it's a package of like 5 sessions or it's a program where it involves sessions with you plus additional things. And we're going to get into some of that detail in a bit when we talk about your offers. Like it could be, for example, a 3-month package that contains WhatsApp support or Voxer support or some recorded visualizations or meditations or a product or service that you have. Like it can be a number of things. So we're going to get into the offers in a minute, but this is literally just showing you, okay, if we did all these things, it tallies up at the bottom how many clients you'd have in the run of a year. And then if you divide it by 12, how many clients you'd be enrolling in a month. Because sometimes people get really overwhelmed by like, oh my God, I'd have to serve 47 people. And right now I have like 3. It's like, okay, what if you just enrolled about 4 people a month? So this is 3.9. So it could be that you do some bigger launches too, or maybe some months you enroll 8 people and then another month you enroll 2. So you have some flexibility and flow with that. But this is just to kind of like support your body and looking at the numbers and looking at the number of clients and making sure like, okay, that would all fit for me. So what we're looking at here is that the person would increase their one-off sessions. So maybe they sell another 8 sessions at 111, then they increase it to 155, they sell another 8 sessions at that, and then they have the final price increase of 222 and 4 clients at that. So that could be done throughout a certain amount of time. While you're doing that and while you're phasing out one-off sessions, you can move people into packages so that you don't just get people who like do a session and then you like don't hear from them for a while and you're like, did that help them? Like maybe you see a client and you've been doing this for a while where it's like, I see them every like couple months or a couple times a year and they're like not making a lot of momentum because they're kind of just like seeing me when it's an emergency and we're putting a band-aid on it. So if that doesn't feel good in alignment for you, you can create packages or programs where people are going to commit to a certain amount of sessions with you during a certain amount of time. So they're like building that momentum up and it can be so transformational. So it's not just like, okay, we're going to do a one-off session and put a band-aid on it or like heal this one thing. It's, hey, let's make your life better. Hey, let's like build you from A to Z. Let's get you to the end goal of how you want to be feeling, the transformations that you're wanting to have. So in this example, you could start to offer people a 5-session package. If you've never done that before, you could move that as your natural next step, that you'd move from one-off sessions to selling 5 sessions at a time. So that could be a 997 value, for example. And with this sheet, if you put in 9 people for that, then in the run of a year, that would get you $8,973. And then if you're like, ooh, I'm really loving the package vibe, let's actually shift and upgrade into programs where I provide so much more value to them and they still get 5 sessions or 10 sessions within 3 months or 6 months or whatever, plus email access to you in between or Voxer or WhatsApp support in between or other things that you choose to add into your program. So those can be higher ticket. And higher ticket is very relative. You can also have people who want to invest in themselves at 10K, at 20K, at 30K. Like people can invest at many different levels. So you also get to choose what you desire to receive for your work in the world with your experience and your expertise and all the amazing superpowers that you have. So in this example, you would get your annual total. So the bottom is the goal here, and you end up making a little bit of a buffer, $99 difference. Does that make sense to everyone? Does anyone have any questions about this like year format before we move into what it would look like potentially monthly? Assuming we're good. If you're okay, chat. So far, so good. Yay! Wonderful. Awesome. Thanks for the thumbs up. Now my screen share thing to the bottom so I can move over here. Okay, so this is the 1 month plan for $5,000 in sales. And I want to also say that there's a difference between sales and cash. Cash flow is awesome. Cash is king. Cash is so, so, so important in your business. And sometimes people are just like, do you know what? My next step is making a 5,000 sales month. And even if not all of that comes in cash, like that's my space. That's where I'm playing in. That would be amazing for me right now. So we're going to play with a different example with someone with different offerings for a 5K sales month to kind of like break that down and make sure it makes sense to you. So you could decide that you're just doing packages from now on, where you're like, okay, my low ticket pay in full package or program is $777, or the medium one is $1,111, and the high ticket one is $1,997. That could be what you're playing with right now. Of like, if the person wants to do a 2-month program or a 3-month program or a 90-day accelerator or a 6-month program, like wherever you're at with what you're doing and how you're receiving money, these can be ways that you play with it. And PIF is pay in full. So we're playing in a world that they're just going to like pay on the sales call $777, for example. You can then downsell. So if someone isn't feeling in alignment or the best fit to immediately jump into a program, then you could offer a one-off session. So then you could downsell into 111 session for one, and they could try it out one. And then if they want to continue working with you, then you hold that boundary that you need to work in packages. So you do see that consistent transformation. And you hold them to that bigger vision that they're saying that they want to get to. So in this example, and again, I can give you access to this template so you can plug and play with different numbers and be like, oh, what if I had 1 client here versus 2 versus 4? Like you can play with the numbers that way. So for example, this would be selling 1 package for $777, getting that, having 1 downsell, having 2 people invest in your medium and 1 person invest in your high ticket. So that means by the end of the month, you've made $5,107 in those private client sales, which would be 5 clients in that month, which if you want to like break it down again to be like, okay, well then what would I need to do in the run of a week? It would be 1 client. I just need to enroll 1 client and then 1 client and then 1 client, instead of being like, oh my God, 47 people in a year. It's like 1 client, 1 client, 1 client, moving in your baby steps like that. A really typical thing in the coaching industry is that if you don't get someone who pays in full, you do add interest to it. Because if you're going to be their bank, if they're not going to like put it on a credit card and you're going to become their financer, it's important for you to also get some support in that, because there is more risk in having payment plans. So you can do an installment plan where there's an increase of about 20%. So you take the dollar amount, 777 times 1.2, and you'd get that. So $932 if they're like, yeah, I can't pay in full today, but I can do my first installment. So you can divide the installments by this. So I have, again, this pulling from over here. You can plug and play, deciding on what installment plans feel best for you, what works best for your client, what level of leeway you want to have with that or not. So for example, you could do 3 monthly payments of $311 for this low ticket offer. So what that could look like is a 2 to 3 month program where they have a specific amount of time to use their sessions, a specific amount of time that you're giving them WhatsApp or Voxer or email support, or sometimes people use Slack. Like there's a million platforms that you can be supported by. And it's just giving you those extra touch points in between, which can be so, so, so valuable for people on their journey. Like I remember when I first got into like private sessions, I would sometimes like losing my shit, being like, okay, I'm doing my homework and I'm like setting a boundary and trying to not be codependent, but we've like picked up the rug and there's all the dirt underneath it. And there's like this decaying shit and like stuff that I've suppressed and all these things. And now I need to wait a week until the next time I can see my practitioner. Like, I would have paid so much more money back in those days, back in like 2015 and around there, to be like having more access and more support to a practitioner, to be like, okay, doing my homework. People aren't liking that I'm setting boundaries. I'm wanting to go back into people pleaser mode. Help. Or like, can I have some more theta healing downloads? Or can I have like some, like another video to watch or a meditation to do, or like a book to read, or like, can I have something else? Cause I'm like done my homework and I can't get on your calendar to see you next. So I'm kind of just by myself until then. So it can be infinitely valuable to your clients to get access to you in between. So when you're crafting your offers, it's also feeling into who your soul aligned clients are and what feels like an amazing support for them. So if it's a previous version of you, what would have been an amazing way that you could have supported that previous version of you in that time that they were going through the thing that you're now going to help your soul aligned clients with. So having boundaries with that is also very important. Sometimes people early on or like newer in the entrepreneurial journey are just like 24/7 WhatsApp support, da 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 da. And then they can end up resenting their clients and hating looking at their phones because they're just like, oh my God, I have this like 20-minute voice message from a client and like all the things and all the stuff. And oh my God, all the bad things are happening. So it's important to be clear on what those boundaries are. I literally have a like PDF document that goes out to my clients, whether they're in a group program with me or in a private container with me, around like, this is how we use WhatsApp. This is how we use Facebook groups. Like, this is how we use it so that it benefits them and it benefits me. I'm able to like serve from overflow. And I'm also really clear on what that is. So for example, it could be like voice messages can be maximum 5 minutes one way, or you can only send X amount of messages in the run of a day. If you don't want to have people being like, thing. You can have boundaries on what your people have shown up with in the past. If you've already had experience with this and you're like, yeah, I didn't like giving WhatsApp support because then there was just like all these problems and like they weren't taking care of it themselves. So I also have a delay in which I reply to people. So they can typically expect messages as response within a day or two, but it could be up to like 3 or 4 days to get a reply in between, so that people aren't just like becoming codependent with me as a coach. So you get to like feel into what your boundaries are for where you're at and what you're expecting or have experienced with your clients. So that's what one of these programs could be. The like medium offer could be 4 to 5 months, depending on where you're at. It could be 10 sessions. It could be 15 sessions. Like, you get to play with your own adventure on your current time availability and what feels good for you to receive and return. And then the high ticket one, for example, could be a range of like 6 to 9 months for even more sessions. For WhatsApp support, you can also add in VIP days. So whether that's virtual or in person, where people get to like be with you for 2 hours or 4 hours or 6 hours or 8 hours, really diving deep on whatever it is that you're helping them with. So VIP days add a tremendous amount of value to it. So that's what the VIP is. If you have a VIP program, you can do sessions, WhatsApp support, add in some time in between. I really love 2-hour deep dive calls too. I find that you can get really incredible results with people even in a 2-hour amount of time. So you get to feel into what this is for you. So do you want to know what it looks like and feels like through your higher power, be that God, creator, source energy, the universe, to know what your aligned offers are, to know what it looks like and feels like to ground into a sustainable practice in your business, knowing what it looks like and feels like to sell higher prices, increase your rates, and to play with different types of programs that have different types of things in the offer. And if you like that, you can say yes. And you want to know that it's time, safe, and that you're able to allow yourself to receive more for the work that you're doing in the world, that you can also have healthy and thriving boundaries that support your energy levels, and that you can genuinely serve from your overflow in your business while receiving abundantly for it. And if you would like that, you can say yes. And you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all negative junk, negative energy, negative emotion that you've had in the past from being sold to in a weird way, or being afraid that you're going to get that energy projected on you, that people are going to feel like you're like being a sleazy salesman, or that you're trying to get their money. Like any junk or negative energy that you've had around negative sales experiences, whether it was on a sales call or whether it was just like out in the world or a client experience that you'd heard of, that we can just clear, release, and let go of the negative energy around that. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Okay, awesome. I'm loving all the yeses. Yes, yes, yes. Wonderful. Okay. So there's other things that you can also add in bonuses. I put that a little bit in here too. So you can add in bonus videos. And it doesn't mean that you have to have a library of recorded videos or workshops or anything. It could be anything that you do within the next 6 months or 9 months or however long you're having this program. It could be that you add in those bonuses to your clients, that because they're a VIP in your world, they get access to recorded workshops as they come, that they can come live to recorded workshops, that you'll make them visualizations or meditations for homework. Like if you're like, ooh, they're really struggling with some health stuff here. Okay, I'm going to take 15 minutes after our call and like record a visualization on how to heal that, or how to go within your body, or connect with your energy, or whatever is supportive for your clients, and send it to them. So then that is twofold helpful. It supports this client in the moment with what they're doing. And then you have a recorded asset to use in the future for all future clients, or that you can use as a freebie to bring people onto your list. Like there can be so many benefits of doing these things. Okay. I also have a little caveat here of sharing the best fit on the sales call, because sometimes people get overwhelmed and confused minds don't buy. So if you're like, I have this option or this option or this option, like that can get overwhelming to people. So what tends to be the best thing, especially if you're newer and you're not quite feeling super confident in your enrollment and your conversion experience on your sales calls, I'd invite you to like have the sales call experience and then share the number one best fit that you think would be the best fit for them. So if they're saying like that this is falling apart in their life and this is really hard and this and this and this, and you're like, oh my gosh, working with them for 9 months is totally what they need. I can support them step by step and like growing this and having these boundaries and healing that and doing these things and whatever it is that you're doing with your people. If you're like, oh my God, the 9-month program would be amazing for them, share the 9-month program. If they're sharing like, oh yeah, this is happening and this is happening, and I would really like to clear that, cool. Maybe they are the best fit for like a 3-month program. Share that option with them. So that can like land better for people, especially when you're focusing on private clients right now, that you're literally tailoring your offer to exactly what they're telling you in your enrollment conversation on the sales call. So it like allows you the space to be like, okay, I am an expert in hearing what's going on for you. This is the best fit. And then if you say something like the 9-month program and that doesn't feel in alignment for them because they're like, oh, I don't know if I have the time for that, or I don't want to invest 2K all in one, then you can downsell. Then you can be like, okay, well, what if we don't do all these things in the run of 9 months? Like, what are your priorities? What could we focus on if you wanted to do the 5-month version, or if you wanted to do a 3-month version? And then you can make sure that it's a co-creation with them. And Michelle, I saw your hand go up. Do you want to ask a question, love?
I think you covered it, but just out of sheer curiosity, like how many things do you have ticking around in your own brain that are possibilities, like on your spreadsheet or whatever, that you might offer a client?
So at this point, my intuition is really great with like being like, okay, this is the best for a client. And it typically is a money thing of like, okay, maybe this immediate jump for like a 9-month program isn't the best fit. So I'm like, okay, what if we get you to this range within 6 months and then see if that fits, or if in the installments fit for that. So that's kind of how I work with it. And then if they're like, still don't know if that's like exactly what feels the best, then I could offer them the group, because I'm 8 years into my business, so I can offer different group options with the, which you have also experienced. So it's like different people get to offer different things, and like your offerings will be different because you're at the stage of your business. Does that make sense? Or do you have any other, want me to elaborate anymore?
No, that totally makes sense. It's just as you're talking, or one of the things that I've struggled with has been, oh, I've got all these different things, but they all kind of relate. All kind of end up being able to do the same thing.
Mhm.
So it's just picking what is best for each person at the time, and not, like you said, not overwhelming them with the choices and not
Mhm.
overcomplicating it for myself.
Yes. So do you want to know what it looks like and feels like through Creator to ground into your intuition more on enrollment conversations, that you can live without overwhelming your people or overcomplicating it for you, that you can create more simplicity in how you show up in your service, and that you know what that looks like and feels like. Would you like that?
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Thanks for asking. Okay, so I want to make sure that this all makes sense to people so far. Any questions on the monthly version? Wonderful. Love the thumbs up. The last little section I have here is that if all of your people here did installments, if you, instead of having the pay in fulls over here that we were talking about here, if you had the first installment of $311 come in and two 333s, which would give you 667, and then another 300 come in, then your cash for that month, so if we're playing with July, your cash at the end of the month in July would be $1,277, while your sales would be $5,107. So that sometimes happens with people where they're not tracking the difference between their pay in fulls and their sales that are in an installment, where they're like, oh shit, like I did sell $5,000 worth of stuff, but I needed the cash to come in. So then it's like, okay, well then you need to keep selling more installments until the amount of cash that's coming in is actually the amount that you needed for that month. So I want to put that piece in too, because sometimes people get stuck in that. And I'm very much of a ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure kind of girl. So it's important to know that that can happen. So those were our beautiful spreadsheets. And if you want those, again, let me know. Whether you're live or on the replay, and we can get you access to those. So some aligned next steps to do that, to get people into your packages and your programs, can look like different things. So your funnel could be that you're doing a masterclass and then a sales call, and then offering the package or program or the downsell that works best for your people. Or it could be that you do a big launch and you do a ton of content, and then you do a free masterclass, and then you get on a free sales call and sell your package. Or you could go right from content to the sales call to a package. Or you can even trust that your content's fucking amazing. And if you've like been in this world for a while and people know you, and you know you have people that have had sessions with you in the past, or you'd be totally cool with them like jumping right into a package, you can have content right into a buy link of like a 5-session pack. Like there can be a number of ways that you do this, and you get to feel into what feels best for you. There's also a number of people who in the coaching world are like, okay, you give a bunch of free calls. So you give a fully free value call where you give them incredible coaching or healing or whatever your practice is. You do an amazing job in that first session, and then you invite them onto a sales call. You're like, if you want to go even deeper and do even more, let's not get on an enrollment conversation. We can call it a name that feels better than just enrollment call or clarity call or something boring. And then from that call, offering them that best next step, whether that's a 3-month program or 9-month or a 1-year program or whatever feels best for you and them. That can be the flow of the funnel. So do you want to know what it looks like and feels like through your higher power to trust even more deeply your inspired action steps, to trust how you're feeling called to operate in your business, what funnel options, what's natural next steps, what stair steps in your business feel best, and what it looks like and feels like to provide it in a way that feels fully in alignment in this season of life and in future seasons and future chapters of your life. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. I also invite you to drink a lot of water, like we're clearing a lot of stuff out. So being hydrated supports the energy moving. So feeling into the energy. We'll do some more conscious pieces then do more healings. So a really important thing to keep at the front of your mind is providing value to people and not being so like narrow-minded, like horse with blinders on of like, if I provide value to this person in a free call, then this person needs to be where I get my abundance. I've had many experiences myself and that my clients have where they're like, okay, I did a free call to this person and this person and this person, and one of them enrolled. And then a year later, another one of them enrolled, but I like wasn't even thinking of it. They came out of nowhere. So also trusting that you're planting the right seeds in the right places, then you're nourishing them in good ways so you can trust the harvest experience and not be like, just because I helped this one person or did this one post and this one person liked it, the money needs to come from them. Like allowing it just to be open and feeling abundant, that like I put value out in the world and I trust that I'll receive value back, even if it's not from any of the people that I'm consciously tracking, because that can often happen where there's people who are watching you on whatever social media platform you'd like to be on right now, and people get on sales calls that you had no sweet clue were following you or no sweet clue that were loving your content. So that can happen. So being open to that happening. Things that you can do that are pretty easy is go back to previous clients, seeing how they're doing, checking in with them, like nurturing that relationship and getting on a sales call with them or doing a free call with them so you can like get them into a package or allow you to support them with wherever they're currently at in the world. So there's options like that. You can follow up with people that you've done sales calls with in the past, or you could start to nurture the energy with the people who are showing up in your social media, who are engaging on your posts or liking them or commenting on them. So do you want to know what it looks like and feels like through your higher power to nurture these relationships, to allow yourself to receive more abundantly for some of the more easeful, quote unquote, low hanging fruit in your world, and that you know what it looks like and feels like to genuinely come from a place of expertise and leadership and love when you're asking people what their challenges are, what their goals are, what they need support with, how you can serve and support them, that you can be in the energy of curiosity, and that you can clear, release, and let go of any and all fears that they're going to perceive you as like desperate or wanting something from them or gross sales energy again. We'll just clear, release, and let go of all that. Would you like that? Another conscious piece that was coming through is your network is your net worth. So connecting with people who are already connected with you. So if you've been in courses or certifications, people who have been your peers, or you've been in masterminds with, or courses or group programs with, like going and connecting with them and asking if they need support with anything, sharing what you're up to in the world, sharing if they know anyone who needs support with that, asking them if they know any podcasts or if they can introduce you to people. Like being open to opportunities that can come from your network are amazing. There's also like incredible things that happen in our reticular activating system when those opportunities start to open up. It's like, oh, there's more of that and more of that and more of that, which is what we want. We want to open it to more abundance. So do you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all scarcity, mentalities, lenses, belief systems, stories around clients, around money, around your rates that haven't been serving you, that we can clear, release, and let go of that? So you can open up to more abundance, more opportunities, more ways to serve people, and more soul-aligned clients entering your world in aligned ways. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And then you could also have referral type programs. You can have it with partnerships with people who are similar to you. So like I help people with sex and money. That's my focus. When I have someone come into my world who like really wants to heal something, I'm like, cool. I have medical intuitive friends and clients that I can connect you with. Or if someone wants support in another area, I'm like, awesome. I can refer you out to those people. So having people that you have that intention with is really great. Of like, yeah, if they're not a good fit for me, I would love to refer them to you. I want to know more about the work that you're doing so that if I have someone who's not the best fit for me, I can refer them. You can also do like referral programs or affiliate programs where people get a cash incentive for that or get a session with you. Because over time, a lot of my clients have wanted more time with me instead of money. I'm like, cool, you can get like $111 for a referral, or you can have a one-off session. It tended to be better for them to have the sessions with me. And then that was awesome for my cash flow. So you can play with things like that too. Sometimes people like gift cards, sometimes people like workshops, recordings. You can like play with different things depending on what assets you have and what resources feel good for you to play with. So I feel like grounding this in would be really amazing. So I invite you to like close your eyes, put your hand on your heart, and feel into humans that you could serve, or someone in your network that you could connect to or check in on, or ask if they know someone. Just allowing yourself to breathe, noticing if any faces or names come through. And then we're going to take about 2 minutes to write those down. So write down the names of the people who you think you could serve, or someone you're like, oh yeah, I did that class with them once. Their name's coming to mind. I'm gonna like say, hey, how are you doing? And like start a conversation with them and check in with them, and then tell them what I'm up to, find out what they're up to, and kind of like see how it flows. It could be they need support, or it could be their sister needs support, or a friend of theirs needs support. So just like taking that time, writing it down so you can have some things to action after this. So one more minute, really writing down everyone who's coming to mind. And beginning to wrap it up, putting any last names that come through. And then I'd love to hear how that was. How did it feel to tune in immediately to the energy? So you can put it in the comments. If you want to be recorded, you could unmute. And hi, Daniel. Hi, Alyssa, for joining us. And if you're watching the replay, you can also put it in the comments. I'll be reading those too. I had actually done that recently, made the list. So I appreciated a confirmation on the idea. When I did it, it helped me feel less stuck. Beautiful. I love that. Celebrating you. So next up of that could be breaking down your list and being like, okay, I'm going to do one person a day, or I'm going to do one person an hour for the next 3 hours. Like just kind of giving yourself some spaciousness and being like, okay, I can do baby steps. The baby steps will add up. Okay, lovely. So tuning back into the energy, I love how open the energy, there's lots of energy and lots of flow. So to keep us on track, so I'm like my agenda and then the energy. It's fun when they're like, there's different things. We can do all the things. So with the sheets, you were kind of able to see how you can package some things differently and price your services so that it works for you and it works for your clients, whether they want to downsell into one off session or whether it's a package or a program that you're creating. So what can be really great is feeling into what you have experienced with clients or what you have experienced in sales calls thus far and co-creating programs based on that. Or you could do market research, and sales calls can also be market research. If they end up enrolling a client, you can still utilize it in your own head as like, okay, that's knowing more about my market. That's knowing more about the humans that I'm here to serve. If they're a no, we also get to honor their no and be really respectful of their energy and their divine time and be like, okay, cool. So I can still take all the information I learned from them and have that as research of, they are a soul client. Awesome. I'm going to take that in. And if they're not, then you don't have to. Tuning back into the chat, Nick, I bounced around some faces at first, asking myself, is there actually something there? And then settled in more and felt some more aligned space emerge. Beautiful. I love that. Thank you for sharing. So, an example of a package could be that you just do a certain amount of sessions. So instead of doing one session at a time, could be a 3-session package. If that feels like, oh, I'm nervous to do it, it could be 3 sessions. It could be 5. It could be 15, depending on where you're at and depending on what your work is and what your modalities are and all these different things. It can look like different things. And again, we're going to have Q&A at the end. If you have any specific to you questions that you're like, ooh, I'd really like your eyes on this or your healing on that, then we can definitely open it up to that. Okay. So it can be as simple as that, or it could be as complicated or simple as you want of a program. A base level program can be number of sessions that you have during an amount of time. So it's important to still have an expiration date on that so people aren't like holding on to their last couple sessions for like months and months and months or a year. Like it's good to have energetic boundaries of like, this is a transformation we're going on during this amount of time. Like I was mentioning before, the WhatsApp support or Voxer or email, so that they can be held so deeply and supported and be held accountable in between is literally priceless. It's incredible for people. It can be that simple. It can also add in bonus access to digital programs that you already have in your library or that you will be creating during the time that you're working together. It can also include access to your networks. Like if you already have communities, like I'm a part of the Tony Robbins world and a number of spiritual communities and a number of erotic spaces. And I used to do my Love and Light show. And then I had a podcast and then. So like I've had so many ways that I've been able to connect my soul line clients to people within my realms. And when I know what they're working on, then I'm able to be like, oh yeah, like this person was looking for guests on their summit or their podcast, or, oh, this person was looking for a collaborator on this opportunity. Like I'm so much more able to like make those referrals and those warm introductions and even like refer people who aren't the best fit for me to my clients or to people within that world based off of just the experience I've had and how much connections and collaborations and community that I have. So that's an additional benefit that my clients have had. So as you build your business, you get to like build in different blocks. It could be that you love offering recorded meditations and that you want to do at least 2 monthly recorded meditations and that they'll also get bonus access to those. It could be a number of things. So I invite you to like feel into what that is for you. And you want to know what it looks like and feels like through your higher power to get clear on what your unique programs, offerings, packages, and prices are during this season and in future seasons. And if you would like that, you can say yes. And you want to know what it looks like and feels like to tune in to your soul aligned clients' needs, wants, and desires so you can co-create offers that feel like a full body yes for them. And if you would like that, you can say yes. And then I've also been talking to people recently who are like, I'm not great at sales. I don't really know what to do in a sales call, let alone a heart-centered sales call. Help. So I wanted to kind of like share the flow of that so that you are really deeply seeing these humans in front of you and that you're able to like see them as a conscious being with choice, not as someone who's like a victim or needing help or like fucked up in some way, that you're like able to hold the space in a sales call of like, this is a conscious being with choice. I'm here to hold the space for them to share where they're at, where they want to go. And if I'm the best fit for them, I can clearly convey and communicate in a loving, powerful way that I can support you with all these things so that they get to be held in the space of their full body yes and entering your package, your program at a pay in full or in an investment scenario. And that you also get to hold the energetic space of like, if they're a maybe or they're a no or a not right now, that like you can hold all that. So do you want to know what it looks like and feels like through your higher power to be open to becoming even more better at sales? That you can choose to identify as someone who is a heart-centered salesperson, that you can ground into the energy that sales is of service, that sales transmutes transformation. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And I wish that we had 8 hours in a row to like talk about sales and scripts and the flow and the energy that you're holding and the emotion and vulnerability that you're inviting from the person in front of you, and how to work with objections and how to like literally on the spot tailor your offer to how they're saying the thing. Like I invite you to write down like word for word or type up word for word what people are saying to your questions so that when you get to your offer, you're able to use their exact words. Like if someone wants time and financial freedom, I don't talk about the vacations that you want to be having when I'm offering the thing. When I say this program is going to support you, I say to have the time and financial freedom that you desire, because earlier their words were, I want time and financial freedom. So I literally on the spot tailor my private package to exactly what they need because I can, because that's what we can do in private packages. You can tailor it to exactly what's going on in your client's world, which is why they feel so deeply seen and heard. And they're like, oh my gosh, this program was literally made for me. I'm such a fuck yes. I'm totally all in. Oh my God, this is amazing. So yeah, if we could go on and on about it forever tonight, I would. I'm actually creating a whole program on this that I'm going to talk to you about in a little bit. That includes a lot of that. So you can feel like really, really powerful and strong and confident in being a heart-centered salesperson who gets really awesome conversions and gets your private packages and programs like filled up and sold out and like waitlisted, like that you can get to that space. So I'm going to talk about that in a bit. And we're going to ground into the sales stuff that we can in the space that we have it, because it's really important to talk about. Michelle says, thinking about sales as sharing was a game changer for me. Yeah, that's so powerful. It gets to be just so loving and so amazing and so connective. So an important thing that you get to facilitate in a sales conversation is getting to know the person so well, like being received and seen and heard and understood and acknowledged for the problems or challenges someone's going through. Like that can feel incredible for this person. And it could be that you're the first person that they're like actually saying out loud their problems and their challenges and their obstacles too. So it can be incredible to like hold that space, just like you would in a paid session with someone. You're like stepping in your power as a space holder for them. What we're not doing is instantly putting band-aids on it and healing it and fixing it and coaching it as we're getting curious about them. Like essentially an enrollment conversation is you're asking a bunch of questions, then you can diagnose what's going on. So that you're like showing your expertise, your superpowers, your leadership position of like, I'm able to show you what's going on here. Like if you were going into the doctor's office and you're like, I don't know, I have like these tingles and this pain and this rash happening. Like, I don't know, it hurts. It'd be really a huge fucking relief if the doctor's like, oh yeah, based off of these things you're telling me, it's this issue. And I actually have a solution for this issue. This is what it is. That's what we're doing. Then once they're a yes, and they choose to invest in themselves, then you give them the healing, then you give them the coaching, then you give them the transformations. We're not just putting baby little band-aids on it because you don't want them to feel bad in that moment. You're like giving them the space to share. So I've learned different heart-centered strategies through an amazing business coach I've worked with, Emily Utter. I've also learned so many different strategies and ways within the erotic blueprint world, and it's all consent-based. It's asking people, is it okay if at the end I share some next steps that could work for us? It's once you get there being like, would you like to hear more? So asking permission can be an amazing thing that opens up the energy. And if they get to towards the end when you share about the offer and they don't want to hear it, that's awesome. Like honoring their no and like not wasting either of your time if it's actually not feeling like the vibe between you guys is good. So do you want to know what it looks like and feels like through your higher power to offer grounded, stable, regulated space within yourself that can feel loving and safe and well held for the people that are getting on these calls with you? And if you would like that, you can say yes. And I'm also going to add, or who's in person, because I know that there are people here who tend to do more in-person work with people. So whether that enrollment conversation is on a call or live in person, that you can have that through your higher power. So if you'd like that, you can say yes. So we can get into scripts and more things and all the stuff in the future. If you have more questions on it, we can definitely like dive into that. I can do recordings and more things on it. And I have a whole program that's going to go so deep into it and like ensure you make a fuck ton of money in your business and like implement these things. And for now, the importance of the flow is getting to know why right now they chose to get on a sales conversation with you, to get on a sales call with you, like what's going on that now it's important. So it could be like they just broke up with their boyfriend and they've been having all these horrible things happening in their relationships and they keep having these fucking like anxious attachment, anxious avoidant, like they have shit going on. It's like, okay, cool. That's good to know that right now it's a high pain point because they just had to break up. Or right now they're getting on the call with you because they can't fucking take their day job anymore and they want your support in finding out what their life purpose is. Or they're just like so fucking done not being the spiritual person that they're meant to be. And they just like want to do a bunch of work to become who they're meant to be. Like knowing what's going on in their life right now that's making this important is so supportive. And then it's also really useful at the end to remind them why they're here when you're talking about the offers. And maybe they're like, yeah, like I'll think about it or maybe later. And it's like, well, you had said that it's really important for you right now because these patterns keep coming up because you're sick and tired of this, because you're done that. Like knowing that can also be really beneficial for various points in the sales call. So asking them and getting curious on what's going on in their life right now that they're having this conversation with you. And then you're becoming curious on both the good things that they want and the bad things that they've been experiencing. That's a super high level. If we break it down, it's like, if you had your own magic genie wishes, what would your life look like in this area that you support people with? So for me, I tend to help people with money. They tend to come in the door originally to like get more money, get support with that. So I'm like, okay, cool. What does your business ideal look like? If you have instant magic genie wishes, what does your business look like? And I ask them those questions and then describe it and how many hours they're working and this and this and this. And then I ask them, I get curious about different details so that I'm also in the back of my mind, making sure I am able to support them with those things. And I'm also getting curious. I'm like, okay, how are they talking about it? What's their current mindset about it? Like all these different things that I support people with. So I ask literal tailored questions to them so that I get a full picture of what's going on in their life. I also get curious on why it's important to them. Why do you want the time freedom? Why do you want the financial freedom? And then out of all these reasons, like what's the best part of it? So we know what we're going to like prioritize and focus on when we work together. And then I can like really tailor my offer to, okay, the best parts are going to get accomplished. They are going to get the time freedom to travel the world and they're going to have the money to do it so they can be offered a support position at a retreat and they can like jump on a plane and go do the thing and like be in full alignment with the universe. Like whatever it is for them, I can like use their words as I tailor the offer at the end when I share it with them. So you want to really get clearer, crystal clear on these things and their exact words so that when you share the offer, you're using it, you're flowing with that energy, you're like fully in alignment. And if they're not, if you're like, oh, they're saying all these things that they want, and like, I don't know if I can help them with that, and I don't know if I'd want to help them with that. Like, that's also really great and valuable information to have to be like, okay, maybe they're not the best fit client for me. And that's also beautiful too. Like, you can also pause people and be like, actually, based on all the things you're saying, we're not going to be the best fit. That's also beautiful in heart-centered sales too, to be in alignment with who you're meant to serve and how you're meant to serve them. So when you're clear on what they desire, all the good things, all the benefits that they want, you can also get clear with them on like, so what problems have you been facing not having that? What challenges are you having? What obstacles are you having? How's that been feeling for you to be struggling with that? How's it affecting your body? How's it affecting your relationships? Like getting curious on the negative impacts it's having. One, so that you know what they've done before. Like, for example, if someone's been trying to like lose weight and they've tried this and this and this, it's good to know like what challenges have they been having, like what isn't working for them, what have they maybe seen some good progress in the past. Like getting curious on all those things allows you again to make sure that the offer that you're going to share with them is the best fit for them, and making sure that you're the right person with the scope of work that you do, that will help them. So after you get curious on all that, after you know all these things, then you can essentially diagnose and be like, based off of this and this and this is what I see is going on, and this is how we could fix it. Based off of this and this, there's this going on, and this is how we could fix it. So for me, it's really easy for me to be like, oh yeah, how you talked about this and this and this, there's scarcity around that. We could definitely clear that with theta healing. When you were sharing this and this and this, I felt like a tightness in your chest and like your throat chakra kind of closed about like, oh, I don't want to say that it's more money to work with me one-on-one anymore. Like, so then I share when I'm doing the offer at the end, like we can literally clear out those throat chakra blocks. We can allow it to be really easy for you to say your raised rates so that you can have more financial freedom from your business. Like you flow it really beautifully. So that can take some time and experience to do, but I really invite you to like stick with it because it's so fucking worth it to get really good at these conversations so that it feels amazing for the person, even if they're never your client. Like it can feel so powerful and so helpful and supportive to have in an own conversation, even if they never buy from you. And it feels really amazing when they are your soul line client and it's like, oh my God, that conversation was fucking epic. This is exactly who I support. These are the exact things I can help them with. And I fucking knew it. And then I shared with them exactly how I could support them with it. And then they were a fuck yes. And then they enrolled. Like that is incredible. So do you want to know what it looks like and feels like through your higher power to build and expand your capacity as a heart-centered salesperson so that you can show up in your full power in support of the people that are your soul line clients? And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to know that it's time, safe, and that you're able to have more and more of these conversations, that you're able to hold any and all quote unquote rejection of people's no's, and that you're able to hold more and more private clients who are active in your world, and that you're able to be in client fulfillment of said clients. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And again, inviting you to drink water. It's really important to be hydrated as we're doing all these clearings. Okay, so then we're gonna do a little bit of body clearing. So if you tune into your body, close your eyes, do a quick scan from the top of your head down with the intention of finding where there's a blockage in your body, holding you back from the aligned dollar amount months that you're wanting. So it could be your throat chakra. You're like nervous to tell the world that it's more money to work with you. You're nervous to raise your rates. You're nervous to sell your first $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 package, like whatever it is for you. Feeling into that space in your body. And taking a deep breath. Connecting with that biggest block or most painful block, whichever one is coming through the strongest for you. And noticing what color this energy is. Noticing how big it is, what the size, what the shape of it is. Noticing the body sensation of it. How does it feel in your body? Noticing what emotion is living there. And if you could touch this energy, what's the temperature of this energy? What's the texture of this energy? Breathing into all these answers, just becoming aware of this energy. And then we're going to safely move this old energy that no longer serves you outside of your body. And we're going to place it just a couple feet in front of you so that it's no longer touching you, no longer affecting you. We're also going to get your higher power to fill out that space where that energy used to live with bright, bright, bright white light. Unconditionally loving energy, breathing that in, allowing that to fill up the space. If you'd like all of that, you can say yes. Breathing as you receive the energy. And then we're going to ask this old energy a question. Allow the first thought, the first feeling to come through when you ask it. What were you trying to teach me? And you can say thank you to this part of you. And you want to know what it looks like and feels like through your heart power to mark that lesson as complete. To know that it's time, safe, and that you're able to learn your lessons through more ease, speed, grace, joy, and love. Knowing that it's time, safe, and that you're able to learn in a different way, to learn with different intentionality. And if you would like that, you can say yes. And you want to cut any and all cords, contracts, vows, commitments, oaths, or obligations that don't serve you around that. That we can replace it with your higher power's truth, love, and understanding. That we can also send this other energy back through your ancestral line and forward through you, through any and all generations that you touch or affect. And if you would like that, you can say yes. And you want to know who you are and what your life looks like without struggle, scarcity, or suffering holding you back. Would you like that? And you want to know what it looks like and feels like to feel safe and more grounded and more regulated as you move forward into your next level of income, as you move in your unique inspired action steps, and as you support yourself and your body, as you support other souls, as you support the world around you. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And then we can get your higher power to transmute that old energy into unconditional love, sending it out into the ethers and filling up your entire body with bright white light, unconditional love, and healing energy. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you can take some deep, deep, deep cleansing breaths. And then when you feel ready, you can open your eyes. And I'd love to hear how that feels in your body. If you tune back into that spot in your body, how's it feeling now? Sometimes it feels better or lighter or more open for people. It can also be common that people are like, oh, that layer feels better, but now I feel this old energy over here. Or like, ooh, it feels like it's a layer of an onion and like one layer is like totally gone. So now there's this like other layer that's there. So I'd love to hear how that feels for you. So you can pop it in the chat. And even the replay people, I'm very curious how it's feeling for you as well. I'm even gonna tune over to Facebook to see if there's any questions going on in there as people type in. How's your body feeling? Lighter, another layer gone. Beautiful. How's everyone else doing? Because if a bunch of people are like, oh, there's more layers and it's bad, like we can do another layer. And if we don't, okay, yay, celebration vibes. Awesome. You can also go back to the recording of this and do another layer on your own and feel into your body again, find the next layer and clear that layer. Okay, awesome. Lots of clearing, yay, celebrating that. Big solar plexus energy opened up, yay, that's amazing. Celebrating you all for allowing the energy to be released. Oh, that's so good. So definitely drink lots and lots of water. We can also integrate all of these changes, and I can offer you a general healing for any and all other areas of your body, life, and business that are ready to be healed right now. And if you like that, you can say yes. And you can take 3 deep, deep, deep cleansing breaths, the deepest breaths you've taken all day. Really allowing this to ground, integrate in fully. So I definitely recommend that you drink lots of water, you stay hydrated, especially over the next 24 hours. Things will continue to integrate in. So being loving to yourself as the energy clears out, as it integrates in loving ways. And then to integrate this masterclass, I invite you to tell me a win, insight, or learning to integrate this in even more deeply. And you can do the same thing where you tell me the win, insight, or learning in the chat, or you can unmute if you feel called to being recorded with what you're sharing. People on the replay can share, and I'll celebrate your win, insight, or learning in the chat. And remember, you're meeting the universe. You're showing up. Okay, big insight that sales calls that don't end in a sale still benefit both parties. Yes, massively. Woo, yay, I love that. It can also be really fun to do role play sales calls with people just to really feel like, wow, I felt really seen and heard and understood, and like that there's hope and that there's next steps. Like that can feel really incredible for people to like experience. So even role playing with people and friends can be really great. When clearing that level of energy, learning, aha, around offering best share fit. Yes. Celebrating that. Thank you so much for sharing. So good. So I invite you to share this masterclass with anyone in your world who is desiring to receive more money in your business. This is going to be available for a limited time for free. So definitely feel free to tag friends if you're on the Facebook stream. If you're on with me live, you can tag them there. I'm also going to be sending this out to people, so you can also send them the link on YouTube. So whatever feels best and in alignment for you. I definitely love my amazing communities, and you are all a part of it. And when they share with friends, it's just like heart opening and expansive and the best. So definitely invite you to share with anyone that you feel could be supported by it. And I am going to share a potential next step for anyone who desires to. So this is part of the consensual sales thing where it's like everyone who feels complete, sending you so much love and supportive energy. And I wish you so well on your journey, and hope that you get your 5K month and beyond, or your exact dollar month and beyond, that you get to have that with such ease and support and flow and overflow, and just like so much self-care that you get to have like your ideal lifestyle serving your people in the world. So definitely sending you lots and lots of love on your journey if you're feeling complete. And for everyone who's feeling called to stay, I'm going to share a very quick next step and how to move forward. I love the comment. I'm feeling complete, but I'm curious what you're up to. Love it. So I am really excited to share a new group program. So over the past several years, I've done Increase Your Impact and Income. It's been incredible. It's a 6-week program. Sometimes the energy is like building really high right at the end, and I like add in a week or two to like carry that extra momentum. And in that 6 to 8-ish week journey, people get whatever their intention is at the beginning. So I've had people want to sell their first $1,000 package. They want to have their first 5K sale. They want to have their first 5K month. They want to have their first, like, so many different things. And people literally within that amount of time sell it. They sell their first $2,000 package, their first $2,500 package. They have their first 3K month if that's their goal. Like, literally incredible things have happened. I've had people who like have their first 13K. So literally that energy has been extraordinary, and it feels like there's this like next level iteration of that in a group format coming, where it's a lot of what we talked about today, just like so much deeper, and it's going really deep into like heart-centered sales and ensuring that your offers are the best fit for your clients and are the best fit for the people that you're actually talking to and the people that are in your audience, and ensuring that like you know how to hold their hands through any objections that come up, because also we're human and we have obstacles that come up in our own world, and sometimes people are like, I don't have time to get healthy and to like work out. It's highly likely that on the sales call they're going to have a time objection. So knowing how to like bring that lovingly to their awareness of like, hey, you're telling yourself over here that you don't have time, and this is coming up here around investing in yourself, and like how to support them in moving through that. So there's literally so much that I want to like dig into and share with. So I'm really excited that we're going to be doing a 2-month group program starting next month. I'm going to pop a link to book a call with me to ensure it's the best fit. So you get to have an enrollment conversation with me. It is right here. I'll also pop that into the Facebook after we're off live. So you get to book your complimentary increase your cash flow nail call to really dive into what's going on in your business right now, where you're wanting to be, whether that's a 5K month or a 7K month or a 10K month, like wherever you're at, I want to support you in seeing clearly what's holding you back from that, and getting really clear on like the big needle mover or like big domino piece that like focusing on this is going to make everything else way easier, more effective, more time manageable, like getting really clear on the big pieces, because sometimes entrepreneurs are like kind of playing whack-a-mole of like, oh, I'm doing this thing and then this thing, and then there's a shiny object over here, and then I like saw a post of another person saying that I should do this, and it's like not in flow and like building the momentum that they want. So having that like really clear next big piece to move forward really helps my clients. And even if you don't become a client, it can be really supportive for you to be like, oh, okay, yeah, focusing my time and energy here is actually going to get me the result that I'm wanting. And then we can create a personalized plan on how you can move forward, whether that's with me in a private group or this new group program that I'm having that I'm super excited for, or if it's something in between, because I also do love doing like VIP group where you get both the benefit of a group program and being a private client as well. So that can be like private client sessions, or it can be like added in WhatsApp support. And I love co-creating. So in the examples of like low, medium, and high ticket package, there's that. And as you get more and more confident and used to it, and you feel more experienced and like in flow with your offers, you can also co-create. So I tend to, for the past, I don't know, several years, be in more co-creative energy with my people of like, okay, cool, like these are baseline packages, and then we can literally like co-create what works well for you. So I love co-creating with my private clients. That's a more advanced thing than where most of the people who sign up for this are. But I want to like share that that's available. I've also done like mentorship with my people and like sales shares with people. Like that was my first 30K client. Like it was extraordinary and like such a fucking win for both of us. Like it was amazing. So I love working with my soul line people in the way that like best fits what's going on for them and their world. So that's why I invite you to get on the free sales call so that we can get really clear on like where you're at, where you're going, how you can get there with me or without me, and how best to get there with me if that is what is in alignment for both of us. So I'm also adding some extra incentive to like the first people who jump on the calls. So the first 3 people who book their calls. So there's a little bit of a like form just to make sure that I'm getting on the calls with the right people. So the first 3 people who fill that out, who book their calls, also get a 30-minute private coaching and healing session too. So even if we're not the best fit for a group right now or private right now, you still get to like clear a lot of the stuff that came up in the sales call. So I've loved doing that in the past. I love that I have space for that right now. I'm in like a gorgeous place that's like just amazing and wonderful. And I'm just like so overflowing with like abundance of the universe. I'm like, okay, I feel called to like share and give this to other people. So The first 3 people who book in, I'll let you know that you're also getting that 30-minute private coaching and healing session with me too, and send you another link to book in. So that's what I'm up to. Thanks, Michelle, for being curious what I'm up to. I love that. And I'm also so excited for anyone who's booking in. I'm so excited for everyone who's just like, okay, cool. That's like how Laura sells and like shares. So I'm going to, yeah, I think I'm going to do a block of Power Hour, like question Q&A. So I'm going to end the streaming and the recording for this. Let anyone who wants any questions answered can just like have it be us. So sending lots of love to everyone else. And I hope you have a wonderful evening, day, night, afternoon, wherever you're at in the world.